of us hear all kinds of words of wisdom, but how to apply it? What do we do with all that gibberish people are talking? Big words. Go into the pain. How? I'm crying. I am in the pain. What does it mean to really go into the pain? To release it? I'll tell you. When you're feeling anxious, anxiety, that is avoidance. That's all it is. You're avoiding something. And it's a secret waiting to be revealed. So that's the good news. The fear behind that is the unknown. You're fearing the unknown. What could it be? Yeah, you got to take the bull by the horns. That's what going into the pain is about. So anxiety, and I'll tell you right now, I'll skip you a lot of time, underneath all the layers of things that will be revealed, the root of it, you're afraid of your own power. Okay, so it's really not that scary. Your own power is different from the power of fear. Fear itself is the devil. And there's no reason to fear the devil. You are so much stronger. The devil is testing your self-worth, the density. If you don't believe in the devil, call it the density, the darkness. As I've mentioned in other videos, the loops of the Velcro for the demonic or the density, the dense energy to hook onto, those loops are guilt and shame. So that's probably what you're avoiding, and it could be your own, it could be what other people put on you, and you're uncertain about yourself, you're uncertain about your decisions. Now anxiety is like it's in your nerves. It's usually in the armpit, or in the guts, or in between the ribs. You can find where it hurts. Could be in the back of your neck even, along the vagus nerve. Could be your ulnar nerve, which starts in the armpit, in between the biceps, and goes down the ulnar side of your arm. That's the pinky side. It could be anywhere. In my experience, if you're an overthinker, ADHD type, anxious, is probably around your spleen area. But it could be anywhere. Find that place, lie down and poke into yourself. And when there's a place that's like, ow, ooh, that's what I mean by go into the pain. What you see as physical, nothing is physical. It's all energy. So the emotional, the spiritual, the physical, they're all intertwined. That pain is physical and emotional and spiritual. Now, the last couple of days, I have been healing the martyr wound. To get here, and I didn't know how I cut my life cycle short until I went right into the pain, because something was coming up, a secret was waiting to be revealed. I went right in between these two ribs that seemed almost like they were touching. The connective tissue was so strong. You got to jam your finger right in there. Don't be afraid to just get right in there. It's called Rolfing. You find that painful connective tissue and you go right into the pain. Now when I did that, I had the visual of me doing a samurai sword type of martyring myself to come down here to earth, because I wasn't in between life cycles. That is not recommended. So I had nobody around me to support myself. So if it's similar to my case and you are a reflection, then you just need to go and support yourself for whatever it is where other people, even God himself, may have been casting judgment. Because, or judgment is the wrong word, because God does not judge. But it is not recommended to martyr yourself ever, because that is creating pain. And when you create pain, you will receive karma for that. You're creating karma, because your pain is another's pain. It all ripples out. In my case, I made an executive decision. It's my heart song's calling was to go against recommendations. So sometimes it's a choice that you have to make between hurting someone else, which is hurting yourself, or the pain that you would have suffering your own personal hell by not following your heart's calling. Sometimes decisions are difficult. And sometimes all you need is to support yourself because nobody else did. So when you go right into your pain, if what you discover is, I just had no support and I did follow my heart, then you go back in time and you be with yourself, you go right into the pain and you support yourself through it so that you are not alone through that trauma, so that your emotional body that is stuck in the past feels seen and feels heard. Because past trauma, yeah, you can totally get rid of that. You can totally leave the past behind, but you can't leave yourself behind. You have to collect all of you if you want to walk in integrity and be present. The fear that's hiding behind the pain in your kidneys is uncertainty in your own decisions, fear that the pain will happen again, and you got to go right into that fear and realize that you are who you are and you are strong. And there's nothing to be afraid of. You have to face that devil. Because that devil of fear, shadow ego, just wants you to stay like you were. It doesn't believe in anything new, anything unknown. And so if you let that fear reside there, you will stay stuck. Nothing will change. So if you want your inheritance, you want your divine birthright, you have to clear yourself of the lower densities. I will remind you, you are not your anger unless you choose to identify with it. You are not your fear. You are not your pain. You are none of these things. They are emotions. They are dense emotions, greatly connected to the demonic. And if you choose to identify with your anger, your fear, or your pain, it will just keep you down. The true you is a child of God, child of higher source, abundant love. And it's not so bad when you go into it consciously. I'm telling you, it was like a second of like, wow, wailing pain, and then it goes away. The more you dig into it, the more you support yourself, it goes away. Now, if you really regret what you did, then you can also change the past. In fact, you must change the past to get yourself out of there. So you go back in time. Present you says, hey, you don't want to do that. Don't do that. And you stop yourself from doing whatever it is that you regret. And you create an alternate timeline for your bio body. Okay, this works. Try it. Another thing you can do is get your fingers right under your rib cage and give it a lift. Separate your organs that are sticking to your rib cage and just lift them up. Make space in between all of your rib cages, every little rib. Find the ones that are stuck together. Make spaces there. And then you'll see you'll be breathing without a problem. In order to take a full breath when you're anxious, first thing you do is see that? Exhale every last bit of air. Exhale the emergency air too. And then let the inhale come automatically. It will come naturally when you fully emptied yourself. And this is what I'm talking about. Empty yourself of all the density that you have in your body, all those negative emotions by going right into it, exhaling, blowing all of it out consciously. And then the inhale comes naturally. It's brighter, it's bigger, it's stronger. You feel your chest open, you feel your heart open, you feel present. And I really hope this helped you. Sat Nam.